Welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. My name is Mompoloki Mogobe. Our objective is to enthuse, inspire, energize, and empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes here in BW and beyond. We do so by inviting these entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs into our makeshift studio. Sometimes we call them to the restaurant, sometimes we go to our studio, and we ask them to share their experiential knowledge, their experiences and their expertise, and we ask them as many questions as we can, aimed at empowering you also as a viewer. Hello dear viewer, dear listener, my name is Mompoloki Mogobe. I welcome you once again to another fascinating episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. I'd like you to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We do our best to bring you cutting edge, life-changing business information and education, and for that reason we need your support. And my guest today is Mr. Mosaupe Mtamba. Mr. Mtamba, welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. Would you care to tell the viewers who you are, share a little bit about your background and your profession?
Okay. Yeah, me, I am Mosaupe Mtamba, and I am an energy engineer by profession, who later on had to come on into the spectrum of consultancy over the years. And I started the company called Sutsol Hitec Solutions, which was in 2016. That was in Zimbabwe. We registered there. Then after that, we went on to register in Zambia. Then that was in 2017. Then in 2019, I had to come to register my company in Botswana. And the company focuses more on energy, water and sustainable development solution, and with energy as the main thrust, since it connects to all these the nexus of productivity and to drive the world.
The name of the company is interesting to me, Sutsol Hitec. Does it mean anything, Sutsol Hitec?
Yes, exactly, yes. Yeah, when I started, that was in 2013, it was a pro bono consultancy. It was called Super Now Technological Solutions. So as when we went to incorporation, there was the issue of the conflict with the name and all those things. So I decided now I had to meditate on the name, and then I had to come up with Sutsol Hitec Solutions. So it's still the same Super Now Technological Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, in short.
And tell me, you're an engineer in terms of your background.
Yes.
How did you switch to focus specifically on energy? And when you say you are dealing with energy, what do you mean exactly?
Yeah, energy, specifically, it was my passion since back then in 2013. That is when I had to design a certain circuit which had to conserve some energy. Then when I went to do my program, I started doing IT. Then from IT, I had to switch on now I had to do a presentation for energy conservation with that circuit which I designed before I even went to the university. Then I was offered a place in the School of Engineering, Fuels and Energy.
Where is that?
That is at University in Zimbabwe. Yes. So then after that, I went on my third year in 2016. I had to meet some Austrians. Then from there, I had to branch to train solar thermal for industries.
Okay, what is solar thermal for industries? What exactly is that?
Yeah, solar thermal is heat that will be generated using solar for industries. This is one of the most sustainable way of producing energy or harnessing energy, because we believe that the thermal part, which is the heat part of the sun, has 5 times more energy than the conventional solar panels. So if your process uses more of heat, it means that you have to harness the sun. It means that instead of paying more for trying to generate electricity to heat up your process, you can just pay more like 5 times less.
So the biggest advantage is saving on electricity.
Yes, it saves on electricity, and it's also green in terms of the climate. You are producing heat without dirty technologies. Yes.
Why do you call them dirty technologies?
Yeah, dirty technologies is because it pollutes the environment. If we look at if you are losing electricity, the bulk part of electricity which is being used in Botswana and most Southern African countries, the bulk of the power is thermal, which is coal. And coal in itself, as we know, our coal power plants haven't yet evolved to clean coal power technologies, except the new one, the Mogobe one, which is being unveiled this year in South Africa. That is one of the clean coal technologies that has emerged in this part of Southern Africa, and I think is one of the largest in the world in terms of dry technology.
How does that one work, the one in South Africa?
Yeah, the one in South Africa, it produces power from coal, but it has to go through some kind of gasification. And also the process is more like a closed process, and it actually produces like the emissions. They are not as much as the old type of coal technologies that are producing electricity.
You wanted to talk to us here on the program about solar wind. What is solar wind?
Okay, solar wind. Okay, solar, wanted to talk about solar and wind as well. Yeah,
yes.
So those are the two things.
Okay, it's not one thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because it becomes solar wind, then it's...
How do the two, in other words, what you're talking about energy generated by solar, which is the sun, and energy generated by wind.
By the wind, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what is your company doing specifically on the solar part?
Yeah, specifically on the solar part, our approach to solar technologies, normally we approach it at a holistic level, specifically even for homes, even for industries. We approach it holistically, because we believe that for you to engage in solar is not just that you want to generate the power, but it has to be competitive, and also it has to have some form of return on investment. So what we do is we go through an energy audit, which means that we have to quantify how much energy you are using. Then after you do an energy audit, then we can recommend you various ways in which you can reduce your energy consumption. Because if you reduce your energy consumption, that is what you call energy efficiency. And that in turn will reduce your system size that you require for your needs.
And what then would you install? Let's think of a building like this where obviously a lot of power is being consumed. What would be your recommendation to take advantage of solar energy?
Yes, for a building like this, what we would recommend is building integrated photovoltaics, which is part of a new age technology.
Say that again?
Building integrated photovoltaics. Some they call it BIPV.
What is that?
So that one is a type of technology whereby you have solar panels that can be integrated into the building, more like how you do with granite slabs and all those. So that one will come in as a solar that is handy, and now it will improve on the aesthetics as well, and it will also have what you call like space conservation. Yes, so it can come in, maybe you want a ventilated facade, then you can have that one, whereby you just want to do face uplifting. So it means that you generate the energy, as well as also you have what you call internal building comfort, which means that you are now enjoying the bioclimatic properties of the photovoltaic glass.
Wow. Now, that means the glass will be stuck around the building, or how does it work?
Yes, it will be stuck around the building, but in a nice way, which improves the aesthetics and the value of the building. Yes.
Okay, I've heard people say that it's very expensive initially to install these solar panels. What is your experience?
Yes, yeah. Normally the upfront costs, they are quite high, but the returns, if done with a professional, they are quite good. Yes, because if we look at most industrial places or upmarket places, you find out the tariff there is usually high. So it means that your return on investment is usually good. Some may just use solar as a backup. Which means that you have to have your storage. Some might want to use solar as to cut their maximum demand charges, because you find out most industries, if you look, that it's almost like 50% to 50% maximum demand. So if you have solar that is used to cut your load profile, it's also good. It also has got a high return on investment on that one.
There's a thing they call maximum demand.
Yes. Yes.
How would you assist somebody who is being bombarded with bills under the maximum demand regime?
Yes. What we do is we do you an energy audit. Then from there on, we look at your bill. Then we see your maximum demand. Then we check on the gadgets which you are using. Then we'll see which one we do what you call power ranking. So that when you are starting maybe your machinery, starting your equipment, starting your electronics, you see, okay, these ones are the electronics that have got a high like inrush currents, or they take much power during start off. So it means that there are various ways to do that. Is either we have to have like what you call soft starting, or use variable speed drives on various motorized equipment. If it is a matter of maybe having air conditioners and all those things, at times we might do staged, what you call stage switching, which means that your maximum demand and your energy demand profile remains flat. Yes.
Okay, let's switch a little bit and talk about wind. What is your company doing in the space of wind technology?
Yeah, in the space of wind, we have done quite a number of assessments in Southern Africa, and we have seen that in those inland countries, we find out the wind speeds are around 3 meters per second, which is quite harvestable. And also, as you go higher, you find out that the wind speeds they are quite good. They can go as high as 10 meters per second, and that on its own will encourage the harnessing of the power. Yes.
When you talk to somebody about harvestability of wind, to me that is a mystery. What do you mean? It's harvestable. How do you go around harvesting? How do you go about doing that? That's
true. Harvesting of wind comes in two forms. There is what we call wind turbines. Wind turbines are the ones that produce electricity by being turned by the wind. Yes, and that one now, specifically looking at Botswana, at the wind speeds, you can harvest with a turbine that is at least around 500 watts to 1 kilowatt maximum. Yes. Then the other harvesting method is via what you call windmills. That one is for water pumping. I think it's quite an ancient technology which is used in various parts of the world, and it is quite applicable anyway, because it actually can be powered using low wind speeds.
It is ancient but still very effective now.
Yes, exactly. Yes, so in terms of farming, it's also quite a good investment, because those are the things that can actually be made by local industry. If the local industry is empowered, it can quite produce those ones.
And of these two, which one is your company focused on?
Of those two, normally we focus more on, I think, It is dependent on the type of solution that we offer, because as we are a solutions company, so we are not biased.
Yes.
We do not give a biased approach, because also we are not suppliers of anything. We are just linked to different manufacturers. So our advice is usually unbiased. Yes. So maybe you have someone who can say, no, I have this problem. I am in such a location. Normally we look at what are the available resources.
So in Botswana, where is the uptake mostly on wind technology? Where is the tendency for your customers to be interested in the turbine or the ancient technology?
Yeah, here in Botswana, I think there is no much information that has been disseminated in terms of wind technologies. I only got one inquiry from someone somewhere in Francistown. They only wanted wind, but not because it was a solution to them. It was more like they wanted it for security reasons. But now...
How so? How is it security?
It's because once you mount it, it becomes a fixed thing. Yes, it's unlike solar panels.
Which can be stolen.
Yes, but now it all depends now with the security system that you want to put. Because at times we can also design some security systems for various solar systems. We have even for storage. I saw that there are even some batteries that are being stolen by people from various what you call network boosters, telecoms. We have the technologies like shock boxes, so that if someone once it's closed remotely. Then if someone touches it, it will be having a charge. Yes. So it means that your batteries will be intact, and even your system will be intact.
All right. You're also involved in the aspect of waste to energy.
Yes, exactly.
Where waste is converted to energy. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, on waste to energy, what you do, there are various forms of waste, and that waste, when we are now using it as to generate energy, we call it feedstock. It no longer has the name.
You call it what?
Feedstock. Yes. Yes. So waste to energy, we have the first technology, which uses solid waste, municipal solid waste, like the paper, the plastics, and all those things. What you do is it goes through firing or combustion. Then from combustion, we
using
have the
what
boilers.
kind of machine?
We have boilers. We have boilers that we would recommend for a certain type of waste. Yes. So that one now it is bent. Either it can be coal-fired, like here in Botswana there is a bulk amount of coal. So what you call by coal firing is you combine that waste, which you call the feedstock now, with the coal. Then it can burn nicely and produce energy, which means that you are now using less of coal, which means that your waste and all those things and also your environmental pollution goes to lower levels. Yes.
And is your company actually involved in that as we speak?
Yeah, we are involved in that, but so far we are looking at municipals or local authorities to attend to, because yeah, we have approached various municipals throughout the region. Yeah, it's a bit slow in terms of the uptake, but we believe that what the main hurdle is the issue of the information that is within the people. And those who manage the waste is not like in depth.
Okay.
Yes.
And the machinery involved. What machines does one need to use to convert the waste into the energy? You know, people talk of expensive machinery. I don't know what you say.
Yes. For you not to invest much in that and have a good return, you can have a normal mechanical selection, which can be done by hand. Then you select your waste, Then after selecting your waste, you can go to what you call maybe a grinder or a pulverizer, so that waste is ground. Yes, that waste is ground into smaller particles. Then you combine now with the coal or other waste that is available. Then you start to fire. You can also even use agricultural waste as well as part of the firing process. We also have what you call biomass generators. Biomass generators. Yes, they just use waste direct, like agricultural waste, which can be leaves, which can be
cow dung.
Yes, which can also be cow dung. Yes. What you do is it just works the same as a generator. You just shred your waste into certain size of particles, then you insert into the generator, then it starts to
and operate. Is this something that is actually happening here in Botswana?
Yeah, there is not much, I haven't heard of that one happening, but we have the technology and we are able also to
set it up.
Yes, to set it up.
In terms of countries where you've seen it happening, where is that? Where have you experienced it?
Where I've experienced it, yeah, there are some doing it a bit in Zambia, but it's at a small scale. Yes, it's not like something that is at a large scale. But it has quite great potential to be harnessed and harvested. But the knowledge gap is actually making energy technologies to grow.
But your company has the skills, has the knowledge.
Yes, exactly. We have the knowledge, and also we have various suppliers and agreements that we have done with various innovative companies. Because over the years we have also moved into a space of intellectual property transfer, technology transfer. It is because of the nature of our operations, because we identify what the environment needs, then we document everything. And as and when the time comes, and when a client comes and has a certain problem, we assist them with the solutions.
The question of energy security for Botswana, what are your views on that, on energy security? Yes,
yeah, on energy security for Botswana, we are looking at Botswana as one of the countries that is the highest sunshine in the region, and I think it also has a vast amount of land that is unutilized and that is also underutilized. So, and also Botswana is strategically positioned. We are looking at the Tropic of Capricorn. It passes through Botswana, which means that we have almost 300 plus days of sunshine. And that means that we have high reliability in terms of if we install our solar systems, it means that we have what you call a high reliability. Yes, which is the thing that is always required in every system. It is reliability. Yes. And Botswana now, you see that if it harvests around 2% of its area, it can actually power the whole country and also export the power throughout the region.
You have to say that again. If we use 2% of the physical landmass of the country,
exactly,
and set up what energy systems such as solar power and what else?
Yeah, solar power. Yeah, mainly solar power.
That is enough to power the entire country?
Yes, it can power the entire country and also be able to create what you call, to make Botswana a net energy exporter.
And how do you think we can reach there? Is there the political will to get us there?
Yeah, the political will, it's always varies, and it's actually it takes time because there is a lot of bureaucracy. Because you might start with the government departments, you interact with them, then they give you a setup of things, and mostly what we have is the prioritization of solutions. You find out that most government, they trust solutions that are from the east or from the west, but yet our solutions are within Africa and within the African people. As we have the technologies, we have the know-how that we can actually impart to partake the projects not involving any outsiders, but to train the local populace to partake in such projects.
So what would it take, in your view, to have sustainable energy production and consumption in Botswana? What will it take?
Yeah, to have sustainable consumption and production, it takes the political will, and it also takes the involvement of the general populace in the energy sector. Yes, to make it a way of life and a way of living. Because I believe that Botswana is a net importer of electricity, and the bulk of it coming from South Africa. So for us to produce that power, it means that it needs political will, and it doesn't need only signing of agreements and all those things. It needs actually the practical aspect of it, like looking at, okay, what are the skills gap that we have? Then that skills gap is filled up. Then it can actually result in making Botswana a net exporter of energy, and also having sustainable production and consumption patterns. And also that one is also achieved by having to measure how much energy is being used by each and every user. Because the situation that we have now is a situation whereby even the utilities, they don't know how much is being used and by who, and which machinery is consuming much power, and what can we do about it. And by law, you know that if you cannot measure, you cannot control. So that is where we are now. We are not able to control.
First we have to measure to be able to control.
Exactly.
Okay, that really takes me to the next point, which is energy management for homes and industries.
Yes.
What is your experience and the experience of your company, and how is the response of Botswana when it comes to energy management for homes and industries?
For homes, normally people, they tend to not be aware about energy unless if it is gone. Yeah, because you find out that
they only notice when it's gone.
Yes, exactly. That's when they see how special it is. But when you come and say, no, we want to discuss with you about energy, and we want to reduce your energy consumption, and we want you maybe to have sustainable energy and make sure that you don't have any energy deficit for your home. They don't understand it, especially if there is a small fee that is being charged. They don't understand it. They only understand it when there is a problem, when there is no power, and then say,
But there are some homes, a minority I believe, who are taking up the challenge, so to speak, and are using your services. Tell us about what you can do for homes.
Yeah, for homes, what we do is we normally do what you call home audits.
Yes.
So we normally, that one will also cover the energy and the water aspect on the capacity of the home, how much wastewater is being produced also by the home, and also how much energy is going to waste in the home. And you also look at electrical safety as well, because we have seen that some homes, they can be certified, yes, that these lights are switching on, but in terms of safety, there is no safety. So those are the areas. That's why you see that there are many fires that are just out of nowhere.
And once you've done the audit in an average home here in let's say extension 2 or block 8,
yes,
what can you do? What are the actual pieces of equipment that you can put in place to help with energy conservation and also, you know, energy management for homes?
Yes, there are various equipments that we put in. There are also various methods that we can also recommend you to do. You might find out that a house is a problem with their bulk of power is consumed maybe by lighting. So what we do is we can also recommend various structural adjustments to allow daylighting in, so that you only use the daylight during the day, and then at night that's when you use power, when you use the electricity from the grid. Then also there are also other interventions, like you might move from the conventional lighting, which is maybe CFL, fluorescent, to LED. Then there are also other methods, like having having like what you call geyser timers, control switches. There are also other interventions like having to move from a conventional geyser to a solar geyser. Yes.
So in terms of the savings,
Yes.
are you able to demonstrate how much you are able to save for a home which is fully, I would say, adjusted or fully integrated for energy optimized? I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Exactly.
One that is, thank you for helping me there.
Yes.
One that is fully optimized.
Yes.
Versus one that is not. What are the savings?
Yes, on air conditioning you can save up to 40%.
Wow.
Then on lighting you can save up to 66%. Then on heating you can save up to 70%. Then there are various behavioral adjustments like knowing people, letting people know how to use the energy, and maybe when they cook and the stove is still on, if their cooking is still continuing, they switch it earlier. Then they continue with the heat that is already on the stove. Yes, and that one will actually culminate in around 5% of savings.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all in all, you can cut the power bill by up to 70%, right?
Yes, exactly.
And are there specific instances or examples of where you've done that, without mentioning names, of course? Okay.
Yeah, we have done that for institutions specifically. Because homes are always they always take time to engage, but for institutions, yes, we have done for quite a number of institutions.
Where you've saved them a massive water bill.
Yes, exactly.
And a power bill as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Solar pumping as the most sustainable way for sustainable agriculture.
Yes.
What is solar pumping?
Yeah, solar pumping involves the harnessing of the sun with what you call solar panels or photovoltaic panels. Then they go through an inverter. Some call it a converter. Then it goes to power the pump. Yes. And the pump, normally it consumes less power than the conventional pumps, but this one is a DC pump. And the other one, the conventional one, is the AC pump. The AC pump is the one that uses the grid, the normal grid, the motakasi.
And what do you need to have in place for that to work optimally?
Optimally, what you need to do is, if you have maybe, if you are into farming, you have a bowl, then it means that you tell us your needs, you give us your bowl report. If you don't have a bowl report, you can just tell us the figures that we have from the bowl. Then from that on, we can design your system. Then after designing your system, we recommend you different mix of the system. Yes, based on how you want to use your water.
Okay.
Yes.
And are there a number of farms that you are assisting already?
Yes, we have assisted quite a number of farms, especially on the optimization part. Yes.
And how does the expense look like? I'm sure the viewer is just scratching their heads thinking it must be very expensive.
No, the thing is converting a normal, a conventional pump to solar is actually expensive than just buying a proper solar pump, which is DC. Yes, which means that you might find out that it might even be half the cost of the conventional one.
Do you have any numbers?
Yes, yeah. You find out that if you want to pump maybe from around from up to around 70 meters head, you might find out that it will be around, the system will cost you around 12,000. Yes, which means that you have your solar panel, then you have your pump. Yes.
Okay. What about the safety element? You did touch on it earlier, that some of these things are in high demand and you put it up and tomorrow it's stolen.
Yeah, that's true.
What can be done about that?
Yes, yeah, what we do is normally we would ask the client if they want us to secure their system for them. If they want to secure us to secure their system, it means that we can also design them a security system for them, which will make sure that you have constant monitoring of your system, and as well as it avoids like the physical dislodging of the system. Yes.
How feasible is it for a group of entrepreneurs, as an entrepreneur, to just to get together and to set up a solar panel infrastructure and supply electricity from solar power directly into the grid, and maybe for a price? How feasible is that?
Yeah, it's quite feasible, but it's a matter of now having the knowledge being disseminated to the public. You find out that there is what is called Botswana Rooftop Solar Program. I don't know if you have heard about it.
I've never heard about it. What does it say?
Yes, yeah, that one, it was not much publicized when I came to know it, and I even approached the ministry to actually say that, okay, you have done this. It's quite a nice thing, but it needs to be packaged so that the people can actually be able to harness it.
How does it work?
Yes. How it works is you have to be an owner of a property, or you have a lease that is maybe stretching maybe 5+ years. Then what you do is you have to have an analysis of your energy bill. Then after you have an analysis of your energy bill, you have to take at least at most 110% of your energy consumption. Yes. Then that will be your system size that you do. Then after you size that system, you then engage the what you call the utility, BPC. Yes, then BPC will then have to approve. It's an online process. It's done online. Yes, so everything is submitted online. Then BPC, if it nods, then it means that you have to have what you call a net meter. Yes, a net meter. So it means that you are able to export now the power to the grid, and you are also able to get the power as well from the grid when there is.
But is there anybody taking advantage of that? Is there anybody doing that?
So far I haven't yet seen anyone harvesting such, or being in such a position to do such net metering and all those things.
And why are people not taking advantage?
I think it's because of the knowledge gap that is within the general populace, because normally such programs, when they are started, normally there will be imported models. You find out that maybe the model, I think there was the involvement of the USAID power. Then you find out that the models, they will be maybe from America or from Europe. Then they want to implement them here on the ground. So when they just say, okay, this is solar Botswana rooftop solar program, people will not understand what it means to even have a solar system at their home. For some, they don't even believe solar can actually power a home, or even an industry, or even a country. So it starts from there now, to disseminate the information. And also,
like we're doing now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so when we disseminate the information now, it means that we are able now to convince the citizens. And also we now have what you call a localized approach. Yes, because most of the models that fail in Africa is because we just import them as they are. Then we try to implement them raw.
Okay.
Yes, we have to actually modify them so
local
that they
conditions.
can fit. Exactly. And also even local language as well, to see how we can explain solar panels in Botswana. All those things, they need to be done so that people can actually understand. Because I have been talking to some people before I even approached the Minister of Energy. They will say, we only know of BPC Motakas. What are you talking about solar panels? Yeah, we don't know about the Botswana rooftop solar program. So it's a matter of publicity and also educating the general populace.
This rooftop solar program for Botswana,
yes.
What can people do to know more about it? Where do we go to get more information on it?
Yeah, there is the Botswana, the BPC, the Botswana Power Corporation site is a section, I think, on their drop-down menu where they have like what you call an algorithm of how you are able to be part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Now, obviously, we're talking to entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are asking themselves, is there any money in solar energy or wind energy or in this alternative energy sources? Is there any income making potential? Can people make a good living from this business?
Yes.
As a person in there, you must be able to answer that.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Yeah, you can actually make a living with the energy. You can actually make a living from just owning a solar system or a wind system or maybe a biomass system or a waste to energy system. Because as we see, most of the power is actually imported, which means that the price there is even higher than what the customers actually pay. It's only because we are only able to afford because of the different subsidies. But if we are able to generate our own power, we are able to reduce the costs. If you look at Zambia managed to even do what you call domestic bidding, and they actually managed to lower the power price to around 6 cents per kilowatt, which is around maybe 6 tebe, right?
How do they do that? So it
means that is because of what you call energy bidding, renewable energy bidding. So those are the things that we need to embrace as
How does energy bidding work?
Energy bidding works by inviting different competitive solutions providers. Then you tell them what you expect and what you are facing. Then they come up with their different models, different designs, different innovations. Then they'll come up to the table and say, okay, since you have this power need that we have and your grid can take so much power, we are coming up with our system. You don't own it, we own it. What the government or the local authority has just to do is to give the project owner what you call a power purchase agreement.
Yes. Power purchase agreement.
Yes. And the power purchase agreement should state what you call the feed-in tariff, which is the price at which the utility is buying the power from the power producer.
So do you say that Zambia have done it quite successfully in terms of really?
Yes, it is done quite successfully, and it has actually made headlines for that 6 cents per kilowatt hour bid. Yes.
Do you think there's a lot we can learn from there?
Yes, there's a lot we can learn, and there's a lot that also can be done when we look at such renewable energy bidding.
Is there any other country out there who say have done it right? They've transitioned nicely from old power, fossil power systems to energy and sustainable energy for that matter?
Yeah, the only country that is moving towards 100% renewable energy is Germany. That is the one that is moving towards 100% renewable energy. As for African countries, the countries that are still transitioning at a higher pace, if you look at Morocco, you look at Egypt, then you look at South Africa. Those are the people that are having transitioning that is happening there. But South Africa has also its own downfalls in terms of the intermittence of renewable energies when they are integrated into the grid.
Isn't that just teething problems from transition?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's from the transition. Yeah, the issue of control.
Yes.
How do you control intermittent energy? Because most of the grids and also most of the controllers, they are used to this coal power generation, which is just smooth flow energy. Yes. So
Morocco and Egypt are well ahead of us.
Yes, yeah, they are well ahead. They are well ahead.
What can we do as Botswana, as Zimbabwe, or to catch up?
I think what you have to do is to engage the local experts, specifically from a practical perspective. and not just from a discussion perspective, because most of the things they are just discussed, then they are not implemented. Yes, and also some of the things they are just discussed, then they are also put into research. Yes, of which the technology is already out there.
There's been too much research already. It's time for action.
It's time for action, yes. Yes. Okay. Because even if you look at Botswana right now, they are looking at coal gasification. Then if you look at coal gasification technology, we have South Africa nearby. There is Sutsol. They were already producing diesel during that time of apartheid and all those things. Why can't we just take that technology and just put it here? So
no need to reinvent the wheel.
Yes,
it's already invented.
Exactly, it's already invented. Yeah, what we have to do is to just take the technology, implement it, and get those people. They already have the experts. Then they come and show, okay, this is how it's done. Then we replicate and replicate.
This one you have to take me to school because I really don't understand it.
Yes.
Pico systems and microsystems. What are Pico systems? What are microsystems?
Yeah, Pico systems are just small systems whereby...
What's Pico?
Pico is maybe 1 watt of power. Yes, more like a small battery. Yes. Yeah, that's a very, very small solar system. Yes, but
how does it work?
But it is quite good because it can actually transform the lives of the people. We have Pico systems in the form of lighting. You may have just a small 1 watt light that can actually assist those in the rural areas to actually be able to read.
Is it battery generated? How does it work?
Yeah, it just has a small solar panel that is embedded on the light.
Is this similar to having independent lighting with the sun as the source?
Yeah, that one is not actually similar because it is just made in small, like it uses small electronics. So it means that the energy losses there, they are just very, very low. Yeah, so it means that the system that you can use to generate your power using the sun using an independent system is actually different, and the cost also is different. Because you find out that you can have such a light for maybe 100 puller, but now if you want to do it independently, you can go way above say 100 or 800. Yes.
Microsystems.
Yeah, then microsystems are the ones now that have what you call DC or low, or what you call efficient appliances, which means that we have DC televisions, DC fans, and all those things, and also DC lights. Yes, and then those may be maybe 50 watts or 100 watts. Okay. Yes.
And your company provides for all these things?
Yes, we provide such solutions for different communities, and we also do financial modelings for different communities as well.
Okay. Now, what about the manufacturing component? There's a thing called AFTA, the Africa Free Trade Agreement, which is coming to force, which is really encouraging, manufacturing, scaling and manufacturing, so that it can be part of the value chain.
Yeah, that's true.
So in this industry, in this energy industry, how can we get a slice of the manufacturing?
Yes, we can get a slice of the manufacturing by having what you call local financing, because as far as I have seen so far, there is no any other country that supports manufacturing in Africa, except if we only do it as Africans. Because if you look at solar panel manufacturers, you say, I want to do solar panel manufacturing, you go to those financing institutions, international financing institutions. They say, no, we can only fund you if maybe you have a power purchase agreement to install, but they are not giving you the power to manufacture. Yes, of which the power to manufacture is the power to control the market. That is why you see that China is way ahead, because you see that every module solar panel comes from China. Yes, it can be labeled German made solar panel or all these other things. What only differs is the standards, but everything is coming from China, and China is now what you call the manufacturing hub of the world. And now we as Africans, for us to get into that space, it means that we need local financing and we need local commitment, which also includes political will as well. Yes.
And is there any indication that we are moving in that direction?
So far there is no that indication moving towards that direction, because most people they are even if you look at local financing, local banks and all those things, they don't trust solar systems. I have approached quite a number of institutions trying to model up like how it was done in South Africa by DPQA, having those solar green cards and all those things. It did not go well. Even the insurance companies as well, they are not quite innovative as well to actually get that to harness that, because it goes in two ways. It's either you have a willing financial institution, then it's easier to secure insurance, or you have a willing insurance company that can insure the systems, then you have you are actually able to get financing. Yes.
Tell me, looking into the future, what is the plan for Sutsol high-tech solutions? Going back 5, 10, 15, 20 years, what are you planning for the company?
Yeah, what I'm actually planning is to be in the manufacturing side of things, and also be on the solution side, having what you call an African solutions consortium that we need to have, whereby we have local African experts that are actually able to tackle African problems in those fields like energy, water, and sustainability. So far, I'm still lobbying for the financing of what you call a solar thermal equipment manufacturing plant. Yes, and that plant is one of the best plants which can actually be able to transform the way in which Africa operates. It is able to transform even the industries.
What does it take to create something like that?
That one, in terms of monetary value, it is valued at around 1.79 million US dollars. Yes, but it will not only come as just a manufacturing facility in general. It comes in with advanced coating technologies, which means that we have the competence to even coat our own ornaments. We'll be able to coat our own equipment. Yes, and also I wanted to have what you call a school of competence there, where we are able to train locals in different skills, up to even materials technology, because we will be having the technology which you call PVD technology.
PVD stands for?
Plasma vapor deposition technology.
Plasma vapor deposition.
Vapor deposition technology, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and once we have that technology, we are able to do a lot of things, and we are able to control the market. We are able even to produce solar thermal equipment that is even cheaper than China. We are able to produce heat exchangers, solar geysers that are even cheaper than China. We are able to produce cook stoves. We are able to produce solar stoves, solar ovens.
Because of that special technology?
Yes, because of that piece of technology.
And what are funders saying? How are they responding to your quest?
Yes, most of the quests, some are saying, no, the fund is too, the money is too low, we need something, 20 million. Then when you go to that amount of 20 million, they say, we need collateral. Then some, they say, no, we just need you. If you have a solar thermal project, then we can finance you to install. But me, I don't want to install, because there are many people that are installing, and there is nothing that is changing in that spectrum. We still have the same prices. We are not even able to control the prices. When the Chinese currency gained value from December, January, and all those things, you find out that the price of things were just going up. Because we cannot control, because we are not producing. So we need to produce those pieces of equipment, and then we are able now to have sustainable production and consumption patterns, and we are able to be what you call net producers of energy. Yes.
So it's going to be quite a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the time of the show, sir, where you get to ask me a question.
Okay. Yeah, I want to ask you that how do you view sustainability as an organization? Is it part of your operations? Is it a wish, or is it already in practice?
We haven't really put it into practice, but I think we're going to be forced to, because already we're feeling the pinch of consumption levels which are ridiculous. You know that last year power was increased, if I'm not mistaken, by 22%.
Exactly.
And this year it was increased again by 3%.
Exactly.
So even if we thought we could look the other way, we are forced.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is why somebody like you is of great interest to us, to see how they can help us in the immediate future to lower the the power consumption, and to look into ways and means by which we can reduce consumption.
Yeah, that's
so true. It is an ongoing problem.
Yes.
We want to get away from the tyranny of BPC and the way they work, because even when you look at the way they meter,
that's true.
It's not transparent. You cannot understand fully, and none of it is negotiable. One month you have to pay, say, 5,000. The next month it's 10 times that, and then the next month, so you don't understand. So for us, we're going to be forced by that situation to come to people like you and to address the problem. So we are looking into it. So we will certainly be coming to you for solutions.
Yeah, that's really great. That's really great. I'm very happy that you are actually moving strides towards sustainability and cutting on your energy.
Yes.
Yes.
Now look at that camera there. There will be some young men there who's thinking, probably an engineer like yourself, looking into ways that they can get into this space, energy, the energy space, make a living out of it, and words of encouragement in general. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, what I would encourage to aspiring energy specialists or aspiring entrepreneurs that want to get into the energy space, I encourage them to have passion, and I also encourage them to have determination, because those are the things that can actually make those are the things that can actually change the world. Yes, and they should not seek for money, but seek to provide solutions, and the solutions themselves, they will now give them a good living.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing. Is there any contact details you want to leave with the viewers? Maybe your WhatsApp or your social media contacts? Okay.
My contact is, you can get me on 75960841 or on 72905758. And on social media, on Facebook, we are at Sutsol, Sutsol. Then our website is www.sutsol.com.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out there and sharing so generously.
Yeah,
really
thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.